Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Do you think
All your oil.
you'll be regretting?
The oil you are crying that the Biafra, what Biafra are including Niger Delta into Biafra because they won't take your oil. And the little one you feel you're eating from the oil and gas, you won't take it away from you. I, Mr. Parademi Okokondem, I like this type of thing to be happening. I like people who feel they know and they don't know that nature should be teaching them lessons. Clerk, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now your eye have opened to say no to government of Nigeria. Yes, last week he was supporting them. That he believe in one Nigeria. See the one Nigeria you have believed. One Nigeria is something happening to you now. Eh? Now this one don't shake you because I know that even that Niger Delta ministry, you yourself are collecting some chicken change there. Now they want to block the chicken change you are collecting. Not the change that you take to take snuff on your two because I don't say the people that come from this area know how to take snuff, south and southeast. They know how to take snuff well. So that's a chicken change for snuff. People want to remove them. That's why you are crying. You see? Are you not the one that said you are not to Biafra? You are Nigeria. Nigeria has given you what made you to be Nigeria. You are not crying. So over the dead boy, you not agree. Look at you are Nyamiri, you are Nyamiri, you are Mibo, you are Mibo, you are Biafra, you are Biafra. Because leopard cannot change his spots. Do you understand? Thank you. That Edwin Clear. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Do you think
All your oil.
you'll be regretting?
The oil you are crying that the Biafra, what Biafra are including Niger Delta into Biafra because they won't take your oil. And the little one you feel you're eating from the oil and gas, you won't take it away from you. It's not good for you to join Biafra because if you remain in Nigeria, the oil you're not drinking it. The gas is not blowing you. In Biafra, you feel that it's not blowing you. In Nigeria, it's not blowing you. Then now you see if that is the case, it seems that you are standing between the deep blue sea and the devil. Which one to choose? Are you to choose the deep blue sea or are you to choose devil? Which one? Because that's what you feel. That Biafra will grab your oil and gas. They will not give you. It's better for you to stay with Nigeria. And Nigeria have given you, show you where they're heading to. That nothing for you. Now, which one do you choose? You have tried Nigeria now and see them. Why can't you try Biafra? Be in Biafra. Try Biafra and see what will be. Whether your oil and gas, whether you are going to control it, whether it's Biafra to control it. Try Biafra, please. Try Biafra and to see.
But of the truth, he said, the money that's supposed to be used in Niger Delta, the 2 months were allocated to other regions to do other things. But do you not think this is unfair from Tinubu? Scrapping this ministry.
Is it today that Edwin Clerk know that Niger Delta, as he said, or south or southeast are marginalized, that they don't want development in that area. They don't want development in that area. Whether you call it south, whether you call it southeast, whether you call it Niger Delta, whether you call it Igbo, whether you call it Biafrans, north and west, Yoruba and Hausa Fulani, and other tribes in the north don't want development in that area. That is why they use Supreme Court. They move Yedioha. That's why they're using Wike to fight Fabura. Fubara. Is it today that Edwin Clerk know that Niger Delta, as he said, or south or southeast are marginalized, that they don't want development in that area? They don't want development in that area. Whether you call it South-South, whether you call it South-East, whether you call it Niger Delta, whether you call it Igbo, whether you call it Biafrans, North and West, Yoruba and Hausa Fulani, and other tribes in the North don't want development in that area. That is why they use Supreme Court. They move That's why they're using Wike to fight Fabura. Fubara. That name always has me to pronounce. Fubara, the current governor of River State, because they have looked in depth that man, they cannot control him. That man will revive River State. The watcher, they call River State. That's why they use their slave agents to destabilize him. And they don't want any good thing to come there, because they look that man may be like LSOT. He may work like LSOT. So they want to destabilize it. It's today battle by Edwin Clark. No, that those area, they don't want development in that area. Tinubu now want to scrabble Niger Delta Ministry and to create IDP in Biafra land. They want to take it away and create IDP in Biafra land. Do you see the type of development they want to give us? Tinubu want to scrap Ministry of Niger Delta. They want to create a Ministry of Animal. If not that Nigeria resist, that's the Ministry of Animal who have been. Animal, not livestock.
Livestock, animal, yeah.
Livestock is human being among the livestock. Human being is not among the livestock. It's a Ministry of Animal. He goat, she goat, ram, cattle, cow, even rabbit. They are part of the animal I want to take the ministry for. Even rabbit. Kangaroo and monkey. This is why Nigeria always have a kangaroo judgment, have kangaroo court, have kangaroo judiciary, because so that animal can still come out and judge human being. That's the ministry of animal. See the type of thing, how the government is. You can see it. You are scabbing Niger Delta. Anyway,
but do you think that the youth will be happy as regards this? Do you not think that very soon they will not start coming out to threaten to blow the pipeline?
You know, the youth have already shown that they are no more with the Tinubu government. The youth from the youth from Niger Delta have started realizing that they are Biafrans. This is why both South-South, so-called South-South and South-East refuse to join Nigerian army recruitment this time. Because they have been realizing, both sides have been realizing that they are Biafrans. This is why Nnamdi can come out now and say, Tinubu, release Nnamdikanu. Not because of one person, the whole people will die. Release Nnamdikanu so that there be peace. And the Tampolo side have already started to dancing Okonko. Start dancing Mau Ofala with Samoneta and Biafrans. So all these things have shown you that the Niger Delta or South or Igbos or Biafrans are no more happy with Tinubu government. They are no more happy with Nigerian government. They are no more happy remaining in Nigeria. So whether Tinubu remove Niger Delta Ministry or you don't remove it, the youths are not happy anymore. And removing this thing will be like a child who want to cry. You see a little child, they want to cry. Then you went and point that child at the face, he will start crying. Removing this thing is just like that. He will just start crying immediately. And if you see, Tinubu is doing it to repay them back. For Asisi Kubo to order him or telling him or advising him to release Nnamdikanu so that there be peace, so that the masses will not die. Number one. And Asisi Kubo to come out and say that the announcement he made concerning certain things in Aso Rock, the press conference he held, that Mr. President Tinubu is aware. He's the one that asked him to do so. And for Tampolo and his group to start drawing near to Simon Ekpa and the Biafra issue, all these things made Tinubu to look otherwise again, to say, okay, let me remove this thing. For them to feel the pain, to see if they will denounce, not to go where, not to head where they are heading now, make a U-turn to come and still be with him fully because of what they will be getting from Niger Delta, Ministry of Niger Delta. So all these things are political gain and the personal interest.
But someone like Asari Dokubo, how do you feel? How do you think he feels presently? And at the same time, how do you see? Do you think that this will work away? Do you think this will go away?
If Tinubu move ahead and do whatever we make Asari Dokubo to get angry, you know Asari Dokubo, he don't have friend. He may say, let the end to come, let the earth fall on heaven.
Because last week he has been so angry with Tinubu and his government.
Yes, Asari Dokubo may say so. Okay, if Nigerian army have invite me to come in battlefield with them, and Tinubu is saying this thing, let us go to the battlefield and settle it. Asari Dokubo may do it, unless he's a coward. But if he's not a coward, he will do it. If Tinubu continue like this,
because he said he's fighting for his people.
He's fighting for his people, and now is the time we will know whether Asari Dokubo is really fighting for his people or fighting for his belly. Now, this Niger Delta issue, ministry that we tend to know. And if really Asari Dokubo is fighting for his people, as he called his people Niger Delta, I don't think that he cannot come in a battlefield and engage the Nigerian army this time around. He will come to the battlefield and engage them. And if he engage them in battlefield, you know what it means. Nigerian revenue will drop. Because Nigeria depends in oil and gas from Biafra land, whether you call it Niger Delta, whether you call it South-South, whether you call it South-East, whether you call it Igbo. The Nigerian revenue is coming from that place. And if then army come to face Asari Dokubo in battlefield, if you further they will kill him, it will not be under 6 months. It will not be under 1 year. At least it may last another 3 years. By that time, Nigerian revenue may drop. The income may drop.
Because he has accused the army, military of stealing and them oil bunkering.
Oil bunkering. And even though I don't see military coming to fight him, because if military fight him, if really what he said, the military are part of the oil bunkering, how can they involve the oil again? How can they be part of it again? It will distract their own business. Because if military is part of the oil bunkers, then it's their business, apart from the uniform they wear and collect salary. That's what I'm saying. So if you watch it, it's just like what will I say? How will I put it? Cramp and chameleon. It's just like a cramp and chameleon holding each other. You understand what I'm saying? They cannot bite each other. They cannot swallow each other. And the being clear, I will know from now. I will know how he will play his role. Whether he can be able to tell Tinubu, stop what you're doing, restore it back, or whether he will be talking. Maybe after talking 2 days, they will call him in Abuja, as he's already in Abuja, and they tell him, "Oh boy, this is your own part." Or you mellow down. He will mellow down like a Wazirike mellow down on Biafran issue. Let us see what tomorrow.
The Nigerian army they are not able to challenge them at the point in time. But they went to Nnamdi Kanu's house and wiped 28 people away. Let me tell you, everything you see that is happening now has already been planned and set for an action. And the action is something that will be determined by the presence and the restoration of Biafra. And we do not hope to challenge anything in that regard. What we are saying at this point in time is that Nigerian government to start using their machineries to kill Biafrans in their own land. It is going to breed resistance, and that's what Mr. Monepa is all about, and that's what Mr. Monepa stood for. Time has gone where every time and then the Igbo man will stretch out his neck for the Nigerian government to cut into pieces. It will never happen again. Just like what is happening in Israel. At a time, Israel got to realize themselves and who they are, and they said enough is enough. How can he just come all of a sudden? He just went to and just wipe away people, and you have Boko Haram, who has declared something else about themselves. The Nigerian military and the Nigerian army, they are not able to challenge them at the point in time. But they went to Nnamdi house and wiped 28 people away on the spot without any provocation. Bros, the resistance must continue.
You don't know coward move?
Oh, of course, that's what I'm telling you. It shows that's what Obasanjo is trying to let them know when they visited him in his house, whether it's in Abuja or in Abeokuta, wherever he told them that you people have demonized Nigeria, you people are demons. He told them,
give Igbos the presidency.
You people are demons. The same offense you accuse Igbos of doing, you committed it, and nobody used gun on you. Bros, we are saying no, whatever it takes for Igbo nation to defend their identity and who they are, even if it takes us going to the moon and the sky, we must do it. And that is what Simon Ekpa has done. And that is what he's doing. And that is what every Biafran all over the world, in 83, 82 countries of the world, with over 85 million people, will do to protect. Thank God. You will not say I'm the one that said it. A former military head of state and a former civilian president has cleared the ground, has made it clear for the North that the Igbo cannot, the Biafra quest, struggle, that he cannot do anything about it because Nigeria is a demon. Did you hear? So he will not come and say, I am the one. When he said Nigeria has failed Nigeria, listen to what the president said. He said Nigeria has failed Nigeria. Also has failed black race. What does that tell you? It tells you, that the end of Nigeria has come. And that and immediately after that statement, he said the Igbo, when you talk about Igbo, you're talking about Biafra. Biafra is the name. Igbo is our language. What that means is that every Biafran speaks Igbo. We must understand that. They are the one that will rescue the black race. He was saying it. Give them leadership. That's what he's telling you. Give Biafrans. Both Yorubas and Hausa, you people are a failure. Failure now wanna be. Give it to these people. He attempted it in 2023 when he single-handedly unveiled and discovered somebody called Peter Obi and said, Nigeria, this is a gift to you. But unfortunately, Nigeria chose religion instead of competence. But you have seen the consequences that gradually now everything is on Amankameme. Then in and out, trial and error, he changed the cabinet. He brought other people. This cabinet reshuffle you did, this ministry and ministers you appointed, how relevant are they to the transformation or to be able to interpret some of your policies better? That is the question we are asking. Can these people now interpret the Bola Ahmed-led Tinubu government policies better than the ones they sent packing? Well, with time, we'll be able to know. But what we are saying is that we wanted to see a situation where the CBN governor is excused. the finance minister, irrespective of tribe where they came from. We want to see some of these ministers that are associated with the policies of bad economy, or possibly they were not able to interpret Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policies, and it backfired. So the CBN government and the rest of them should just excuse us. Bring in fresh hand technocrats. There are so many Nigerians, even those who are in Nigeria, who are experts in oil ramification. When you look at all these politicians that they say they are ministers, politician and minister, they only see their own AC and orphan and cross their leg and be calling South America, Venezuela, call Cyprus, now vacation. They have paid for one woman or one girl there. They go for vacation, go cross leg, say they be minister. A minister that cannot produce something that is not productive. What you in abroad, they'll give you appointment based on your discovery. They give you appointment based on your contribution, based on what you have fought, based on what you are able to uncover and solve. But here, anybody when we say a mabinu commercial, they carry minister give them. Look at it now. Yoruba leadership, we have experienced it, and it's quite unfortunate. Yes. They should hold two of them, Yoruba and Hausa, responsible for whatever happened to Nigeria. That's what Obasanjo is talking about. It's not. I'm not the one that said it. Tell me one sector. I was saying it this morning on another platform. I was saying that even if it is only electricity, Buhari was able to solve for that 8 years. When Tinubu now came in, he moved to another sector. Maybe transport, maybe logistics, maybe agriculture. Knowing fully well that Buhari dedicated 8 years to solve the issue of electricity. And forever, in the next 200 years, 300 years, Nigeria is not going to have anything to do with electricity problem. Then, immediately Tinubu came in, maybe he will focus on agriculture. That is how you begin to know whether we are taking a giant step forward or we are taking a giant step backward. You must understand. After they have done their damage control, damage and everywhere, they will start looking for Igbo man to come and see how he will be able to fix some of these things. They cannot do it. Lock it up. Go and call him. Go and call him. That's what you'll be hearing. Then when you see a rich man with all his abada, he cannot come down from his vehicle to fix his tire. You look at himself. He remembered one poor, according to him, he said that person is poor. He doesn't know that that person you are saying is poor is richer than you. Go and call that poor mechanizer there. You will have come down, remove your abada, throw it on the gutters, and enter and pump your tire. Go.
It's hard to reach, you can't move. That tire.
As simple as that. That's what makes you a great man. That is the only thing they lack about Igbo. Igbo will come down from their vehicle, look at that tire, and struggle with it till night comes. Because he believes that he can do it. Because that's what makes us, we are Republicans. When they say these people are Republicans, you don't know what Republicans do. You know what they symbolize? The blacks in America founded that party called Republican in a thatch house. Today, the Republican Party has become a major national party in America. It was formed by the black man. Or will they not come out and tell you? The Yoruba media will not come out and tell you. That was why when they look at how Igbos operate, they say Igbos behave like Republicans. Bros, we are the pace setters. We hold the pace. We hold the pace. We are the pace setters. We brought independence to Nigeria. The first military head of state, everything, we are the president. The first investing was introduced by the Igbo man. The first educational limelight that the world Nigeria heated was a result of Igbo man's ingenuity. The gang up is not a threat.